and welcome to Yeah We Read It. I am your host, Meggie,
And I'm also your host. My name is Laura.
and we are doing a very special one off. We are doing Emily Henry's People We Meet on Vacation because obviously it is just a Netflix movie with Tom Blythe, a very hot man, and Emily Bate. Is that her name?
I think it's Emily Bader.
I was going to say Emily Bader, but then
I think it is.
is
The
it the
girl
name
from
of
My
someone
Lady
that
Jane. I'm happy that she's getting her heyday right now. I don't
she
know her
is
name off the top of my
so good.
head.
Well, when I started saying Emily Bader, I got really confused and I thought that I was shouting out someone that I used to go to college with and
I think her name's Emily
I
Bader.
think it
Maybe
might
we're
be.
butchering this, and everyone's gonna comment being like, "What the hell, you guys?" And we're gonna be like, "Yeah, what the hell, you guys?"
They're gonna do that thing. My still favorite review is the 5 stars and then correcting us on Hunger Games. That's still one of my favorite reviews.
I My favorite thing about like us taking criticism is we'll so easily join the popularity to just be like, yeah, what the fuck were they talking about? And they're like, what? No, it's you guys did the problem. We're like, yeah, what the hell, you
What the
guys?
hell? Well, the problem is you can't hate on me because I hate myself enough, and then we have common
Exactly.
ground. Now we're best
Sorry,
friends.
sorry, everybody. Maggie and Laura have low self-esteem. You can't say anything meaner than what we already say to ourselves,
Well, oh,
and
you
we
don't
agree with
like
you.
me? You don't like me? We have something in common. We're friends. Now
Oh,
we're friends.
crazy.
Uno reverse. So
Yeah.
yes, we are doing People We Meet on Vacation. I love Emily Henry. I am a recent Emily Henry dive in. I think I started in the fall because I read Funny Story. And then I was like, oh, finally a book of hers is becoming a movie. So then I
Mhm.
read People We Meet on Vacation and her writing is so flawless. I think it
Oh,
captures how people speak so well.
It's so nuanced. No, I'm new into the Emily Henry sphere. I saw that People We Meet on Vacation was coming out. Maggie read the book, and I was like, I'll read the book too, and we can talk about it. But then I finished this, and immediately Liz was like, what other books of hers can I read? Internet, please tell me what else I can buy.
I think that Book Lovers is going to have Ashley Simone, Bridgerton season 2's hottest woman alive, and Manny Jacinto from The Good Place. Isn't that such a hot couple?
That's so amazing.
I think it's not
I'll
confirmed,
die.
but
Um,
it should be confirmed.
we should warrant that this episode is going to be a little bit different. We're not going to go like chapter by chapter, page by page. This is going to be more of like a stream of conscious episode. And we're also going to talk about the movie a little bit because I think we both watched it. So we're really just kind of flying by the seat of our pants. That should be on the record.
Yeah, let Laura and I have a passion project, okay?
Yeah.
Our
Oh,
30
let Maggie and Laura
listeners.
read a book for fun, which is always what we do, but also read watch the movie and talk about it.
Exactly. We're straying from young adult, but I think that romance, technically,
It's
to me, it's in the same
if we
wheelhouse.
removed all of the sex scenes, it would be YA. The That's
Oh
really
my
the
God.
line.
And I can't
That's
wait to
really
talk
the
about
line.
the
And
sex
you know
scene in
what?
this one.
Flew too close to the sun and read pure A before, and we're gonna do it again.
I mean, it's so funny that we went down the light lark. I'm sorry, now we're getting on a tangent, but the light lark and it said a young adult, and then it was just the rawest sex scenes ever.
Honestly, I really love that Alex Astor was like, you know what? Nah, I'm full on adult now. She's 20. Let's go for it.
I mean, that's kind of what it's like. You turn
I
like 19, 20, and you're like, I gotta fuck everything. You're like a dog scooting his ass on the rug.
mean,
My prolapsed anus.
is that the metaphor you want to use?
Yeah, I'm just scooting my ass all over the rug. And if I had to rate People We Meet on Vacation on a scale of 1 to 10 ass scooting, I would say I would give it a 6, I think. I think I'm crawling and then
Is the
scooting.
ass scooting? I'm sorry, we have to break this down. Is this ass scooting scale of how much sex there is in the book, or how horny the book made you
How
in
horny.
comparison to when you were like 19 or 20?
The ass scooting is not a good metaphor. I think saying how often you crack the spine, that is actually my romance book test. And I will explain the crack spine rating. This is Maggie's rating. I am trademarking this because I think it's so smart. It is how often you crack the spine at parts in the romance book so you can hold it in one hand and masturbate with the other hand. And if it passes like you've really cracked the spine, that's a really good book for Maggie.
Maggie, you've revealed so much about yourself in this episode. It was very vulnerable of you.
I am going to edit that. I want that soundbite too. Okay, so anyways, Jesus, it's been 5 minutes. We're gonna get into it.
Yeah, we have to talk about the people we meet on vacation. Oh my god.
So the book opens with an epilogue. It is 5 summers ago. Poppy Wright is teasing that she kind of knows this guy that she's meeting at a bar, and they're role playing. And shocker, it's her and Alex just like kind of spontaneously having a little banter to be like, hey, we're friends and we need to flirt, learn how to flirt with other people. But basically, listen, Poppy is in this epilogue. She is on a vacation with Alex. She runs a travel blog that got kind of famous, so now she works at this place R&R. And Alex is a high school English teacher living back in their hometown of Linton, Ohio. And they just had like a decade long friendship.
Yeah, and one of my, I think, favorite ways this book was written was telling it both in flashbacks and in the present,
Hmm.
because the every other chapter you're either in the current timeline or it's going back to one of their vacations. So it's kind of like you get to see how their friendship has unfolded throughout the years.
Hmm.
And the fun thing I liked about this was just like Poppy and Alex, like they're unlikely friends, but the way Emily Henry writes it, it's so believable, because Alex is obviously this very like worry wart, quiet guy who really comes out of his shell with like Poppy, who's very like outlandish and quirky and non-committal. But they like almost have what each other needs, so it really balances out really well.
Yeah, it's classic black cat, golden retriever kind of dynamic. They have a really good back and forth at one point during the book where she says something like, I didn't realize, or like, I was so lonely until I met you. And he says, I didn't realize how lonely I was until I met you. So they really balance each other out. She brings
Yeah.
out his weird naked Alex, as she says.
Mhm.
And Alex just is kind of, someone's got to anchor the Manic Pixie Dream Girl. Someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it. And the whole thing that we like learn about Poppy and Alex in the present timeline is they're not really friends anymore. Something happened on their like last trip together a couple years ago. So they just kind of haven't spoken since, because that's also the type of people they are, to not talk about their feelings at all, which is so frustrating, but also can't get enough of as a reader. I was like, oh my God, just talk about it. Jesus Christ.
I just feel like by the time it's 12 years, I think by year 4 or 5, we gotta nip it in the bud.
We can't like, it's like you gotta figure it out. You gotta figure it out. But they
Yes,
didn't. Well, and then they did. But
they didn't. So they start with the epilogue. It is a flashback, and then in present day, like Laura said, they're not talking. We don't know why. Alex back home, Poppy, actual travel journalist, she is at this rest and relaxation place, and her boss is Swapna,
mhm.
is her name, and she is Jamila Jamil
In the
in
movie,
the
yes.
movie. Very, high class, fancy girl. She's now on Substack. She's writing stuff. I haven't read any of it, but sometimes her internet presence is pretty funny.
Oh,
Doesn't have
Jamila
anything to.
Jamil?
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting for her. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But anyway, the plot of this book kicks off when, Poppy, she's kind of stuck in a rut. She's like, I don't really, I kind of got all my goals. I'm living in a big city, but I'm not happy. So with the help of her friend Rachel, she's like, I'm gonna text Alex again and just kind of like feel the waters because I miss my best friend. And they kind of fall into the old rhythm with each other of like, we're still friends.
Yeah, it's really funny, and I wish that I had this problem because Poppy is realizing the last time that she was happy was 2 years ago with him. Very nice, but she's realizing she's unhappy because she's met all her goals in life. And now she just kind of doesn't like have any passion, which that would be awesome. I would love to have that problem personally.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like it is relatable in your 30s though to be like, what do I want out of my life? That's what I
Oh,
was
for
really taking
sure.
from it, because that's a tea with me right now. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I don't know.
I know, even when you're at cool places, you're like, is it worth it to work here? I'm not feeling fulfilled.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Because it's like, oh right, because I'm still working in a capitalistic society. That's crazy. Um,
amen. Snaps. So Poppy and Alex, they rekindle their little friendship. She breaks the ice. Because yeah, 2 years ago in Croatia, something happened. We don't know what. And Alex keeps responding with like a photo of himself that makes her laugh a lot. And then also he updates her that Flannery O'Connor, his cat, is dead, and so is his grandma. And she's like, wow, I've missed out on so much of his life.
Yeah, and Poppy to kind of lasso Alex back in. Uh she finds out that he's going to his brother's wedding, so she's going to pitch to her magazine that she should do a weekend trip where the wedding's being held and Alex and her can go on this trip and have fun again, and then Alex can go to the wedding and then everything will be back to normal. She'll have her best friend back, but the only thing is Swapna doesn't go for this like Palm Springs trip that she pitches. So
Mhm.
Poppy lies to Alex and decides to pay for the entire trip herself.
Crazy.
Lie, huge lie. But also, I get it. I feel like if I missed my best friend that much, I would really do jump through any hoop. But again, why didn't she just tell him, like, hey, I want to go back to my travel blog lifestyle and I'm just going to fund this entire thing ourselves because I really want to do it? That's all she had to do.
I know, and it's also, I guess it's not big enough of a lie that if he figured out, he'd probably just be like, "Okay." Well,
Yeah.
actually, I would be like, "Why did you," it would come to a head.
Yeah, again, it's weird how long she kept up the lie, and I get the hesitancy that we'll get to when we get to it, but
Yeah.
I digress. Anyway, they go on this trip, Palm
They
Springs,
they go on this
etc.
trip. It's interspliced with how they met, which is pretty non-monumental. It's
Mhm.
just they met at it's University of Chicago, I believe, in
It
the
is in the book,
movie.
and
When in
University of
the book?
Chicago in the book. In the movie, it's University of Boston or Baltimore.
Boo! Keep it in the Midwest, Linfield,
I don't know,
Ohio.
yeah, they made some weird changes in the movie that I'm sure were just due to budgeting constraints, but at the
Okay,
same
but
time,
why did they change his brother's partner's name from
I
Tam to
have
I truly
no
don't know.
idea.
I don't know, but it's basically you've got probably watched the movie. It's they just meet at a college orientation. They don't really get along, and then one of their friends, Bonnie, like sets them up to have a carpool,
And
and
that
then they
does
become
technically
friends.
happen in the book, but it's different.
It's different. They do. I don't know if I would agree to like be like, hey, this carpool was going so well, so why don't we not only go to karaoke together? What if we took a vacation this summer together? I would
That's
be hesitant.
See, yeah, that because like that the way it unfolds in the book obviously is that they, become friends and then go on a trip and then they make the deal. But in the movie, it doesn't make sense. They really try to rush a lot of things in the movie that I didn't like, and I'm like, I think you guys could have just did it one more time, just did like one
Yeah,
little scene, and it would have made so much sense. But
because
I digress.
if I'm planning a trip with someone in college who was the opposite sex and it wasn't giving me anxiety, I was fully flirting. That's fully
Yeah,
like I'm flirting. We're gonna go and have a romantic getaway, and it's gonna be fun and it's gonna be wild, and we might
yeah.
talk, we might not, but that is where they decide to
Neither
be
here
friends.
nor there. And where they're at right now is this horrible Airbnb in Palm Springs. I think in the book, Emily Henry does a good job of having this trip just kind of go wrong at literally every point.
Hmm.
Because like the heat is constantly on, sorry, in this apartment that they're
I mean, and
staying
heat
in.
makes you so horny. It's
And
crazy.
like it was supposed to be like a two bed little thing, and now it's a studio with a single bed and like a pull out chair, and then the
Yeah.
pool's too crowded,
And also,
and
Poppy is trying to figure out if Alex is still. He's been in this on and off relationship with Sarah, this girl that he had a crush on from
yeah.
college, and has been dating probably for like 8 years. And he's being like a little evasive. He won't really say. And
But also Poppy
Poppy's,
won't really ask. This is my problem with both of them is they
yeah.
both never say what they're feeling or ask what the other person wants.
Yeah.
But I loved
Um,
reading it, and it was like it frustrated me to no end, but I had to know what was going to happen next.
I think it is so relatable to be in that place where
Yeah.
you reveal enough to someone that you like, and you're also like, I think I have a crush on them, but they're also a friend. So it almost feels like you're like performing when you're around them a
Yeah,
bit.
I totally get they're both too afraid to like do anything about it because they don't want to ruin the friendship. But the reality is they already ruined the friendship.
Mhm.
And this trip again, bad to worse because Alex diligently agrees to insists on sleeping on this pull-out chair, fucks up his back the next day. So he's stuck in this hot ass apartment. And then he insists that like Poppy go out for the day. So she just is like driving around in circles trying to
Mhm.
entertain herself. And that's also causing her to spiral even more about like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah, it's her
Relatable.
just wondering why she's there. It's so hot. He doesn't seem to be having a good time. She's having flashbacks the whole time of this, which is one of my one of my flashbacks that I like a lot more, which is the Vancouver, Canada one, when
Yeah.
she meets up with Buck, who is played by Lucas Gage in the movie. And actually, something that they omitted was that she was a virgin in the book, so she's kind of skittish about like hooking up. She's like, I just want to make out.
Yeah.
That's it. And when she goes back to the tent to talk to Alex about this on their vacation, like 10 summers ago, he is kind of berating Buck. He's like, I can't believe he would like pressure you or make you feel bad about shit like that. And she's like, no, no,
Yeah.
no. I was setting a boundary. But that's very protective of you.
Yeah, exactly. I think the thing, like, the movie really kind of watered down, like the nuance of their relationship, like how, protective they get or how jealous they get, which I really missed because like that is such like a torch of the book that is constantly an underlying tone with their interaction. So I was just like so mad that I was like, this is just kind of like we're two buddies and we're in love, la la la. And I'm like, you guys, the movie, you're not getting it.
And you're sharing a tent. I don't think I could
Yeah.
sleep well in the tent. First of all, because you're sleeping on the ground. But also, like, when I am sleeping next to someone that I have a crush on, especially as full grown adults, I am aware of every movement I am making and they are making next to me because we're
Yeah.
sleeping in close quarters. What do you
And
do in close quarters?
speaking of when Poppy gets back and like helps Alex with this back spasm, they fall asleep and then they wake up the next morning and he has like a raging boner. And of course, they're not going to talk about it because they're both very aware of their feelings for each other
Wait,
that
is
they're
that
not
this
going
one?
to
I thought
admit.
that was when she gets really sick.
No, oh, I think it happens then too, but it happens in the Palm Springs apartment too.
Oh, this is Palm. Okay, we're back to
Yeah,
Palm Springs.
I'm back to Palm Springs. Sorry, I'm
Oh
back
my
in the present
god, I
timeline.
forgot about the boner. Yeah, I mean,
But I
somewhere to
wrote that
hang your
down. I was like,
hat, you
damn.
know?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, I remember that cuz then also aren't there like legs entangled and she's like trying to like get out a little bit
Yeah. Which,
without
yeah. Yeah.
oops. Oops. So I think that this is the day that they go out actually,
Yes.
correct?
They go out and they have a miserable time. Like Poppy's trying to like get the spark of all of their previous vacations back by having like this itinerary, but it's like everything they go and do just it's too hot. Alex has to move a little bit slower.
Mhm.
Poppy's really trying to force it, and so the dynamic is just so bonkers and off. Uh that
Is they're like going to the zoo and she has booked a feeding time with the giraffe and and she's so excited to surprise him and Alex is like, I think I just need to sit down for a minute. It's so hot. I am so dehydrated.
it's bad. And then finally, like Alex is like, we don't maybe we should just like go back to like the like apartment. We can just like watch a movie and just like chill. They get a flat tire and they have to go this roundabout way to get their ass home by like dropping it off at like a mechanic and then ordering an Uber. And they're both really stressed. And Poppy's not hiding the fact that she's so stressed because she's paying for all of this, obviously. Uh,
Yes. And
and
it like
then
all comes to a head too cuz they start fighting about Sarah cuz I think that he's like still being evasive about it and this woman full blown moved for him. And he gets like mad that she keeps pushing and being like, are you guys together? Like why aren't you together? Is it me and things like that? And he's like, listen, I get that you don't want things like marriage or kids or to like grow old with someone. But I do. So just
and it's
back off for a
And
minute.
we also have to remind you that it is so hot in this like studio apartment while they're having this entire fight. And so like they go out on the balcony because it starts raining and then they immediately just like
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Oh my god, yes. Okay, so they're like sharing the bed, the AC broke. They're having this huge fucking fight. Poppy's saying crazy shit like honestly, I mean, first of all, she's like I don't want you guys to have broken up because of me, but also I don't want you to be with her cuz she hates me and then what if we can't be friends? And then they are just out on the balcony and they're fighting and I don't even know. Oh my gosh. Oh, she is like says something like I always want he's like I will be in your life for as long as you want and she goes I will always want you and they're like cradling each other and then they're about to kiss. There's a flashback to a different vacation, but they're about to kiss and then they do in real time, and it is I mean, they've been waiting 12 years to
Yeah,
fuck. It's a
and,
crazy
like,
thing.
so they have sex on this balcony, pouring rain. They are immediately 0 to 100, admit they're in love with each other.
Yeah,
He
she's oh my god. They say I love you, and then also he's like going down on her, and she's like, Alex, stop teasing me. And he says, I've been waiting 12 years for this. You can relax. And that's insane. And she's also
insane.
like, I can't believe I've been having mediocre sex for 12 years.
Yeah. Yeah. But then like immediately after this, bubbles burst. The guy who owns the studio apartment's like, I'll give you a refund. The heat's actually broken. So then they like go to a hotel and it's immediately awkward again. She sleeps in like the separate bed because he falls asleep like right away. And it's like, no, Poppy, you guys just had sex. Why are you being weird about it? But of course she's gonna
Oh,
be weird about
wait,
it.
sorry. Also, one of my favorite moments, oh my god, I forgot because reading this made my jaw drop. So they are about to have sex, and she goes, oh my god, wait, fuck. I went off birth control. And he goes, oh, don't worry. I got a vasectomy. And she is like, why? What? And he was like, well, I just got really nervous. I don't want this to like ever be a thing. Because his mom died during childbirth
Yeah.
and he's really nervous about it. And the reason, oh my God, this is so crazy. The reason he got a vasectomy. So, him, Sarah, I think Trey was Poppy's boyfriend, and Poppy, they go on like a couple's trip to Tuscany or something.
Yeah.
And she has a pregnancy scare. She's 2 days late on her period. It is false, but she's crying so much that it stresses Alex out so much that he goes and gets a vasectomy if the chance to ever fuck Poppy pops up. And then they don't talk for 2 years. It's within the 2 year span that they're not talking. Like he's
Yeah.
fully with Sarah and he
Yeah.
goes to get a vasectomy.
Just in
Sarah,
case.
who wants kids, just
Just
in
in
case.
case. Insane. Also, I hated the way they did the pregnancy scare in the movie because it just like it didn't work because they tried to merge the Tuscany trip with the Croatia trip in the movie and they needed to be separate things. It did for me it didn't work at all.
They did, because I feel like the Croatia trip was such a big one. That was after, so like finally after Tuscany, the road is open. She is not with Trey. I think that's
Yeah.
his name. I don't really know.
Yeah.
And then he is not with Sarah. And they get this photographer drunk enough to just leave them alone because there's one from her magazine with them and they're also pretty tipsy and they're like going to kiss and honestly this is such a classic misread where they make out and he's like I don't want this drunk and she really panics and is like oh no it was a mistake. Like I get it because
Yeah.
she also doesn't want to be honest about her feelings.
Yeah, and that's what causes them to not talk for 2 years. And in the movie, like it doesn't like she goes for the kiss first, which doesn't make sense. It needs to be Alex's character with like how their dynamic
Well,
is.
because he goes for the kiss first in the rain and then
Yeah.
she reciprocates.
Yeah, but in the movie, in the flashback, it's like Poppy goes for this trip kiss and it's also after the pregnancy scare, so it kind of again, it muddies the whole dynamic of these two very separate moments for me, but
Mhm.
I digress.
Yeah. So they've just had sex. I mean, they're flying high, I would say. And it's time for David, his brother's wedding. They go and I think that Alex introduces her to
They're fully together at the wedding. They're
they're
like
fully together.
he's like introduced. They're holding hands. Everyone's like, "I'm so glad you guys finally got together." Like it's canon
My
all of a
favorite
sudden.
part in the book, I don't know if it's like his uncle, but someone comes up to Poppy and is like, "You can call me Ed." And Poppy responds with, "What the
It's,
hell? You can call me Ed
I
too."
think it was his dad.
I thought it was his dad too, but I was like, there's no way that
No, it's
she
his dad
knows.
because Alex and his dad have like a weird relationship. But then it's like Ed's like, "What?"
I thought that was so
I thought that was hilarious. I laughed out loud at that. Um, the kind of like bliss bubble there, because like they're having like a little like now couples trip. Like they're going to wedding stuff. They're having sex after. They're hanging
yeah.
out.
And also, I feel like David and Poppy have a really important conversation at this point too, because he is like, Alex was like kind of the older father to all of us. Like he's the
Yeah,
eldest son. My dad was really sad after mom died. He raised us, and now he's kind of stuck in Ohio taking care of grandma's house
yeah.
because dad doesn't want to, and he's an empty nester. So I would be like, oh, perfect. He wants a reason to leave Ohio. Come live in New
Yeah.
York with me.
But Poppy also gets some tea that like he bought a engagement ring for Sarah, but never actually proposed, just because it was always like he was still like hung up on Poppy and wasn't gonna do that to her. So Poppy's like, oh, so like this has been like real for him for a while, and like we just haven't been doing anything about it. Um,
Mhm.
and then I'll flash forward. They go to the airport together on like the last day of this little trip, and Poppy finally admits that she paid for the entire trip. And this is a huge just miscommunication on their end. And they both just jump to conclusions because she's like, I don't know, I just kind of wanted to like get things back to they were and just like not like deal with real life. And he's like, oh, so this isn't real life? And
Yeah,
she's
he
like,
was like,
no.
"I've been thinking about this, like, I've thought this out, and I want stability. I think I want that more than you do. Um, you just kinda wanna go on this trip because you feel purposeless in life, and
Yeah,
I can't if I'm not what you want, then, like, we can't do this." Like,
no. Yeah, so he's just like, don't talk to me for a while, which like good for him for standing on business.
standing on business, yeah,
But
for
this also
sure.
sends Poppy into kind of like a whole like spiral. She like runs into her high school bully, realizes it's not important anymore, like the thing that she was holding on to. She goes to therapy and she's like,
Huge.
okay, I know what I have to do now.
She does. So she flies back on home. Well, actually, first of all, she quits her job.
Oh yeah, she literally like goes full 180, like, you're right, I gotta quit my job and I gotta move the fuck on with my life. She quits her job and flies to Ohio. And she's like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm here right now.
Yep, she is there. She goes to a school. He is not there. Runs into fucking Sarah of all people,
Yikes.
and Sarah is basically like, "Yeah, it was obvious to everyone but you guys that you wanted to be a thing," which really fucking sucks for Sarah.
Yeah, but Sarah also admits, like, I probably should have admitted it to myself a little bit earlier because she also, I think, was hoping to kind of pick up the pieces of something that would fall apart, but it never did.
I don't think that this is canon, but I saw someone say that Funny Story is Sarah's love story, so you should
Oh,
read Funny Story next,
I would
because
absolutely do
it checks
that.
out a lot for me. So Sarah also tells Poppy where he's at, which is the bar across the street. So she goes to the bar across the street. She is gearing up to talk to him and gives just this beautiful soliloquy about, when I grew up in Linfield, I felt lonely. I thought traveling would make me less lonely because I'd meet all of the people in the world, and it's just one person that makes me less lonely, and you are home to me. You are that rock. I love New York, but I would be willing to crazy move back to Ohio for you.
Crazy.
And
As someone from Ohio, crazy.
he says, I don't think we make sense, which is fair. I
Yeah,
don't think
which
you
is
guys do
fair,
either.
but also like, man, gut punch. So Poppy like politely nods and like as cool as she possibly can exits the bar and immediately like sobs as she like runs to her car in the parking lot. And of course Alex, he intercepts her and is like, wait, no, okay, wait, like I also need to tell you things. I'm also being fearful of this. And then he has his own little soliloquy moment. He says he's afraid to be happy and she's also his home. And then we get this like really sweet epilogue of them just kind of like they're together and trying to figure out where they want to live. And it doesn't really matter because they get to be together.
Yeah, she is running her own blog. He is teaching at some school in New York, and then they
Yeah.
spend summers in Linfield because I guess he still has his grandma's house.
Yeah.
I mean, that's awesome, but how would your job? I guess if he's teaching, that makes sense.
Yeah.
She must be really successful.
Yeah. I mean, or I guess if you have a house, it's like pay less rent or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, maybe you sublease for like the 3 months and just charge up the ass.
Yeah.
Maybe they're home flippers or landlords.
Yeah, we don't know, but that was it. I thought this book was really cute overall. I didn't like the part where she was like, "I would give up everything for you," and I'm like, that's a weird stance to have in a relationship. Of like, actually, nothing else matters besides you.
Oh my god, the worst place to be moving out of a city to a suburb. Can
Yeah.
you imagine?
Yeesh. But
Horrible.
I still really liked it, and I was like, ah, okay.
Yeah, I had a really good time. I need to read more of her books because
Same.
I've heard a lot of
Desperate.
people don't like this one, and I finished this in a day. So what does that mean the other ones
Yeah.
are like?
If this one's the least favorite, that's shocking. Cause I read this in like, yeah, like 2.5 days.
Yeah, dude, I think it's the least favorite. Isn't that crazy?
Well, now I have to, now I have to, we have to do our own research and read some more.
Yes, I am truly thrilled. Well, I think that the universe is coming. It's just barreling
Oh,
down.
I mean, yeah, I think people we need on vacation did well enough for, I'm sure, her to get another book to movie deal.
I know Book Lovers is going to. I think Funny Story's been optioned as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. Beach Read might also be on there, but I'm not entirely sure.
Hey, it's only a matter of time. It's Emily Henry's world, and we're all just living in it.
And I would say Laura and I's biggest critique of the movie is you have been waiting 12 years to fuck. And you're going to have the most PG-13 sex scene in the movie. I'm not even just listen,
I,
as we know, I'm always talking about how horny I am on the podcast.
yeah,
But just from a storytelling point of view, that is like such a huge moment in the book.
the movie I think really missed like some very like pivotal themes and vibes from the book that make it make sense. I think I would have liked the movie had I not read the book first, but because I had, I was just like, this just kind of feels like a safe spark note version of like the book, you know? They're like, again, it doesn't get the
Yeah.
nuance. It kind of scratches the surface of their complex relationship, but it doesn't really get into it. So
Yeah, I think they streamline things in ways that make sense in the beginning. I don't think we need all of the back and forth. And I think that her just being invited to the wedding, it's like, okay, that makes a lot more sense than like trying to explain how she gets to, I guess, like
yeah.
the vacation of it
Yeah.
all. But the rest, there's so much nuance. And also, I feel like they made Alex like pseudo cruel. When
Yeah. No, like I don't think like in the movie making Alex actually propose to Sarah, I think negates his entire character. And I was like, this actually is really like you don't get it. Whoever wrote the screenplay, like you're just trying to go for drama now. And I'm like, but that's not what this story is, you know?
like I think he was always hopeful but never flippant about people's
No,
feelings.
and like that's the thing. It's like I really liked like a lot of what they did with Alex's character to kind of make him he's this awkward, silly guy. But then at times like later on he got too like mean and resentful and like cold, which is like that's never what he was.
Yeah, that is true. Like they have that scene where they both are independently talking to their partners about the other couple and she's the only one that's like, let's not dog on Sarah and Alex. And Alex and Sarah are kind of like keeking about how funny it is that they are
Yeah.
always running from their problems.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I just don't think
again,
he would be like that.
and again, I feel like this book really reads like a movie. It's all there and they really could have just like copy and pasted and like rearranged some things, but they tried to do I think too much rearranging to be like it's a movie, it's fresh, it's going to go for the masses and I was just like you guys had it. You guys had it and you lost it.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's like some vacations they could have cut and then I think their day together even they could have cut if they needed to like cut
Well, yeah, and the fact that like
things.
they kind of like the whole plot of the book is that she rearranged a fake vacation to kind of reestablish the relationship, and that's not even a thing in the movie. Like you cut the main plot driving their relationship to get back together.
Yeah, I mean, also, listen, I just can't get over it. When I read the vasectomy part, my jaw dropped. That
I keep that line in. That was actually like if you're gonna keep one thing in, keep the vasectomy line
how
in.
would okay? When I read that, I think it kind of fully took me out of the book because I was like, I think that's insane.
Yeah,
I
oh, I
think
thought that
there's
was
so
insane too. I literally was just like, well, okay, sure, let's see where this goes.
I think that if someone did that for me, if I was pining for them after 12 years, I mean, also, I have a very fucked avoidant relationship. I think it would change my view of them
Yeah,
entirely.
I to be fair, like if somebody said, "Hey, Laura, I got a vasectomy for the off chance that we ever did have sex like a few years ago," I'd be like, "That's actually the serial killer shit, and I don't want to do this anymore."
Well, I'd feel so much pressure because I'm like, you got this for me because you thought I don't want to have kids. So that means that you think that, like, we're endgame. And like I guess I entertained it, but now I'm presented with the fact that this is what it is, and now I feel locked into just marriage and we're just fucking for the first time.
Yeah, no, it's again, it's too much pressure to be like, again, you made a like again, a change to your body on the off chance of whatever. It's weird.
It's
I
weird
could
for
go
him to
on.
get a vasectomy, but I could get a fatter ass for a hot girlfriend. I think that that makes sense. Like, I
You're
think
gonna
that
get
if
BBL for a hot girlfriend?
I think if I got a BBL for a hot girl, I think that that would actually be so normal.
Yeah, yeah, Maggie, you're gonna be like, I got this BBL for you like 6 years ago, in case we ever had.
Yeah, you just gotta prepare for the
Uh,
love of your
and
life.
they say chivalry is dead. Not when Meg's doing long drawn out maybe friends to lovers scenarios.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know what else to talk about.
I think we can wrap it up. We're goofing, we're gabbing. And
Yeah,
I
that's
think I
true.
think I've spoken my piece at least. I could probably talk about the vasectomy in circles for an hour, but I don't need to do that.
That is fair. And if you want to get more of us, oh, actually, I think I updated Zencaster, so I think that this is going to upload videos of us talking now to YouTube, and also I think just automatically cut the things together. So I'm kind of
Cool.
excited to see what happens
Yeah.
when we
Oh,
post
it's on our
tomorrow.
Zencaster journey. We're not sponsored by them. We actually pay them money.
We're not. We're not. It's $288 a year. So if you want to support us and maybe even give us like $16, Cash App. I'm Maggie Gates on Cash
Yeah,
App.
I don't
That's
know.
not
We
what we're
should.
promoting. We're promoting Maggie and Laura on YouTube. I'm trying to post on Shorts now because
Oh
TikTok's
yeah, we're not.
evil.
Yeah, we're not on TikTok anymore. That's a bit of a development. So now we're like figuring out how do we promote the podcast. I guess it's just YouTube and Instagram now.
It's yeah. It's yeah. It really is. It's
We're
crazy.
working on it. Thanks for being here. We love you.
Bye.